Because even if all the necessary parts of a laptop were in an area, and that area was untouched, and nature just had its way for billions of years, a working laptop would not be the result. Yet many people who believe in evolution use this line of reasoning for people.
Yeah, because it makes sense for people, but not for a laptop, because a laptop is not a person, and I'm sure you're aware of that, so you're just being silly. Is this video supposed to be silly or serious?
And they'll suggest that the building blocks for people were in an area, and over time, an organism formed, and from that, it kept evolving until we got to people.
I mean, you might explain it that way to a 4-year-old, but sure, that could be a reasonable way to put it for certain immature audiences.
And I do want to add that I do find a lot of credibility in evolution within a species. Like Darwin's finches, for example. Finches do evolve over time, but they don't become anything other than birds.
Well, that is definitionally true. Animals don't evolve out of their clade, so some dinosaurs evolved into birds, but birds are still technically avian dinosaurs. So yes, by definition, whatever the evolutionary descendants of birds might be, and whatever features they may have, they will still technically be birds. They might not look anything like birds, just like finches don't look like their dinosaur ancestors, but they will technically be birds. So what's your point?
And we do have wolves that mate with lesser violent canines. And evolution can create a bunch of different types of dogs.
Well, it could, but the dogs we see around us are the product of breeding or guided selection, not natural selection. So you're really all over the place. You need to take a biology class, and you need to get to the point.
However, they stay dogs. It's evolution that turns species into other species, like fishes turning into birds and birds turning into dogs, that I would disagree with.
Sure, modern fish don't turn into birds and modern birds don't turn into dogs. However, birds and fish and dogs have a common ancestor. That's what the fossil record tells us, and that's what our DNA record tells us. You can believe it or not, just like you can believe the Earth goes around the sun or not, but are you trying to provide a proof of something?
And the reason why is because in our fossil record, I don't recall seeing much of any transitional species that were in the middle of evolving.
There are plenty of transitional species. What are you looking for exactly?
So going back to the argument of design, complex and intelligent design requires a complex designer.
You didn't demonstrate that at all. And if you had, the complex designer would have a complex design, which would also need a complex designer, which would also be complex and need a complex designer. You really haven't thought this through very thoroughly, I see.